Welcome everybody to Study Mobbin Podcast. I am your host, Black Bob. Today, I have a special guest in the building, having conversations with people you can't talk to and saying things you can't say. I have Rez in the building today, the director, the man behind, one of the people behind Boxcutter movie, the Boxcutter, right?
Just Boxcutter. Yeah.
Boxcutter, which was released yesterday in what markets again?
Scotiabank Theater and Morningside Cinemas and Scarps.
Wow.
So Toronto only right now, but more theaters in Canada in July.
Amazing.
And then VOD, then Crave.
Oh, wow.
Coming in the summer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Give a big shout out to Rez in the building. Hey. I appreciate you reaching out to us. Me and Glory, my coach, not here today, as you can see. We saw the movie on Thursday evening, the screening for everybody to see. When I saw that, we came like 10 minutes late.
Okay.
We didn't see the scene where, I don't want to spoil for people, but we didn't see the iconic scene where people were talking about the shorts coming out. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, somebody else was saying people are going to be talking about that soon when it comes out on TV, when it comes on like...
Okay. I didn't know that people were talking about that.
Yeah, when we're talking outside, people were like, "Oh, that scene is crazy. You missed it." And we're like, "Oh, shoot, we missed that scene."
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's a story of an artist who self-doubt himself, dealing with everyday Toronto things, robbery, dealing with gentrification, dare I say? Would you say?
I mean, that's a backdrop.
Yeah,
it's part of the backdrop of what their journey of the day is part of the backdrop for sure. Yeah,
it's amazing. It follows two or roughly four people through a 24-hour sequence, which is like crazy, and the shots are amazing. They capture the essence of Toronto. We got shots of every corner you could imagine, and the Queen Street West strip too. You guys got, which is pretty cool. Were you guys shot on Queen Street West?
Actually, it was Dundas.
It was Dundas?
Yeah, Dundas West. Yeah.
Okay, but nonetheless, still an iconic club scene area. When you were having the speeches after the movie, the Q&A, you mentioned it took 8 years to get this done.
Yeah, just about 7-8 years. Yeah,
8 years.
Yeah, man.
So when you had the script done, 8 years ago, you didn't have the actors in mind?
No. So like when I say 8 years hold on, let me just get this math right. So it was 2017, now it's 2025. So yeah, actually, it's almost 8. It'll be 8 years at the end of this year.
Wow.
So 7.5. But that's from like the inception of like the idea. So it's like, hey, let's do this, first kind of draft script from our writer, that was like end of 2017-ish, to early 2018. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious, and you can stop me if you want, but how hard is it to get the funding for this thing?
I mean, look, man, it's a big mountain to climb, Okay, here's the thing with our film. Our film is very small. The budget is tiny, right? For a film. And we kind of went a pretty traditional route, and we got lucky, and we actually got the grant that we applied for on our first try.
Oh, cool.
Right? So what was difficult for me was finding like my team and finding like a producer that would be my partner. That was more difficult than applying for a grant and then being lucky to get the grant. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. Couldn't agree more.
So the funding, it depends. Like, if you want to do a bigger film and you want to have like, famous stars in the film and stuff like that, like that's going to be way harder to find money for that. As a first-time filmmaker, there's a grant from Telefilm Canada. It's called the Talent to Watch grant. And that's their like micro budget, first entry level, like this is your first film, like here, you know what I'm saying? So we applied for that and we got lucky and got that. Yeah.
I need that grant writer.
You what?
I said I need your grant writer.
Oh, yeah, it was just us, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was me and my producing partner, Soko.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, we just did it ourselves.
Amazing.
Yeah. But you got to have, the package got to be nice,
For
right?
sure. For sure. I agree.
You know what that's about, so.
Yeah. So when you guys shot the movie, you said it took 20 days to get that done?
Yeah, 21, I believe.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Where like, what was the most craziest setback you guys faced?
During the shooting?
Yeah.
I mean, the weather, man. Like
Oh yeah.
having like a
Imagine.
rain. Because the thing is, like, the film is supposed to be one hot summer day.
Yep.
It's a summer movie. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many Canadian movies like set like in the winter, like up north at a cottage, like all this stuff. Like we wanted to be like Toronto for Toronto summertime, right? And like catch that feeling, right?
Yeah, you guys definitely did.
Oh, thanks, man. And so you show up on set and it's like pouring rain. Yo, man, there were a couple of days where like my heart was just broken, because I was like, been working on this for so long. We're all here. Everyone's good to go. And it's just like, yo, this is not working. So days like that were tough. And then a couple of days we like faked the sun. We just waited for the rain to dissipate. We faked the sun.
You faked the sun?
Yeah, like our DP like did an amazing job of like setting up the right light.
Yeah, okay.
To, you know what I'm saying? Just to like get us past that hump of like of not looking like it's overcast.
You guys killed it, by the way.
And then we in post production we changed some skies. Like there's a couple skies that like we took the clouds out and put like a blue sky.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that plus like the light like made the magic happen sometimes.
I gotta watch it twice. It's one of those movies you gotta watch twice. When you meet some boys outside, we're outside of the theater. Yeah, we're talking about one guy was like, I gotta watch twice, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. This is like something you gotta watch twice.
I love that, man.
How did the picking the actors process? How does that work?
Okay, so for the lead actors, like it was a pretty traditional casting process. So I mean, Ashton James, who was a lead actor, he was on my radar already because he went to the CFC. He did the Actors Conservatory at the Canadian Film Center, and a few years before, I had done the Directors Lab.
Oh, cool!
Right, and when you're kind of CFC alum, you kind of just like pay attention to like who's coming next or who's in the program or whatever. So. I remember seeing some of his work and I was like, all right, okay, I'll pay attention to this kid, And I remember like sending him the script like early on just to kind of get his thoughts and his feedback, and just his notes if he was willing to share. So he was kind of like part of it. Like it was on his radar too.
Sick.
Right. But then like when we started to cast, I was like, look, man, I need you to just trust this process and just please go through the casting process like wholeheartedly, even though you already know about the project, So he did that, and we just went through that whole thing with him, and he did the callbacks, he did the chemistry tests, and then Zoe and Vipushin we met through our casting process too, but we did kind of a traditional casting and also like a grassroots type, like more public casting,
right.
Because we were trying to find like kids on the come up, and like Vipushin, for example, like he was like fresh out of George Brown, and like Zoe's like a singer. She's not even like, she's not an actor like that. Like she's acted, but she's a singer first, So we just found people, man, like, and it was amazing. Like when you find that person and you're like, yo, that's Sid, or like, oh my God, yeah, that's Janaea, yeah, it's amazing. So
Vipushin is probably going to be the most hated Canadian in the next year. You're Patty.
I feel bad for this guy, man, but he's taking, he's running with it, man. Like he knows his character, and it's all good.
Yeah. No, it's I think people are gonna be like I hope like people don't take it like to the next level, but like they're probably gonna like shit on him in public, like light shitting, which is fun, the fun shitting. Like, yeah. No, not my laptop. Or sorry, spoiler.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the movie. It was just I felt like I was part of the culture. I felt like it was me. I felt like at some points, dude, I've been there when like the self-doubting kicked in, when it's like really desperate. I felt like I was there. I wanted to ask this question at the Q&A, but I didn't have the question until like right after like the lady was like, we have one more question left.
Yeah.
As a writer of the script here, do we talk about this? If you could, we can add this. But what do you predict? Could you predict the lives of of Rome
Oh.
and I forgot her name.
Janaea.
Yeah.
Like after the film?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm not the writer.
Okay.
I worked with a writer.
Okay.
But just to clarify.
For sure.
But if I could predict, yeah, that's funny, man. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go. I mean, you know, the cynic in me, the jaded person in me is like, you know, Rome becomes like a local legend, you know, that like doesn't get the props he deserves, you know, in the world, you know. But we're in a new era too, so you know, I feel like, you know, the hope in me is like Rome becomes a successful artist and makes a living as an artist.
Yeah.
You know? And Janaea, I'm not too worried about. Like Janaea, I feel knows what she wants and knows how to go after what she wants.
Yeah, I felt like she'd be more successcul.
Yeah.
She'd kill it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it was just awe-inspiring. Like I really left the movie feeling inspiring. Is that what you're hoping to achieve?
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah, I mean, I want it to be a feel-good movie, but I wanted to also capture like the layers of, you know, there's a lot of pain and hurt and trouble in Toronto too, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so capturing some of those layers, but not like diving too hard into them, right? But like, so capturing those layers, but having like a hopeful feeling was kind of the goal, yeah. So a complicated kind of relationship with it, you know.
I think one of the layers was like rent evictions.
Yeah.
You guys touched on that, which is like a common thing happening now in Canada, or Toronto rather. You know, and one of the scenes, one of the girls mentioned, the landlord's son's moving in, which is usually a ploy to kick you out. Yeah. You know. And I'm glad that you brought that up because that's happening left, right, and center, and it's everybody in the city, you know, who are renting. When did you realize like this is like something you wanted to keep going and drop? Because I remember you guys mentioning you guys had a podcast. Are you guys still doing the podcast?
Wait, who?
You and your colleague, your producer.
No. Did we say that? No.
You guys had a podcast?
No.
You guys never. Okay.
Me and Soko?
Yeah.
No.
I could have sworn you mentioned you guys had a podcast.
No. I used to do a radio show.
Oh, I see.
Back in the days.
In Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Where?
Yeah. Flow 93.5, man. OTA Live.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, bro. Jesus.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What years?
2000. Actually, it's the 20-year anniversary from when it started next week.
Dude.
June 2005 to 2011.
I should have done my Googles, dude. What the hell am I on?
Yeah. That's what I was asking when I came. I'm like, yo, were you around? Like, I don't know.
I know I wasn't. I'm like for all so I wasn't around, unfortunately. But like I'm just a lover of this of Toronto. I'm a lover of this culture.
Yeah.
Like you, I'm from another city.
Yeah.
And I came here with $1 and a dream. I said, look, I want to be part of something here. I want to do it. And it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted. And you know, content creation was like the place to be for me. And so here we are. Fast forward 7 years.
Good for you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. So what's I don't want to say what's next, but like do you feel like you accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish
with the film?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love this film.
Is there any like you like? I feel like this film was like, I'm taking names, I'm breaking doors. I'm showing people I can do this. Is there something else in the tuck for you?
Not right now, to be honest, man.
No?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the next move is going to be, you know? But you're right. I mean, this film, like, because my background is in music, like, to finally be able to say, yo, okay, this is my entry into filmmaking, you know? Like, I've made short films, you know, to get here, right? But to make an actual feature film is like a statement of like, okay, I want to be part of this world, you know? And this is my entry to it, you know? Or my first offering to that culture and that legacy, right? So yeah, man, I just
Because I could see your name on CBC movies. I could see your name on CBC movies.
Oh, thanks, man.
You know, I could see you all over Crave, Netflix.
Thanks, man. I mean, yeah, you know, if I get some work out of all this, that would be a blessing, obviously. But this one, man, like this one is really just like to communicate to the city and connect with the city and people here and the community here and give an offering to them, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it leads to work or more films or whatever, that's going to be a blessing, you know.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I would never change or change the feeling for the world. Like what you like. When I saw you on that stage or in front of the group of people, I'm like, that was so inspiring. I'm like,
wow,
like I need to be there one day. You know what I mean? Like like on that kind of level. Like not necessarily making a whole movie because I don't think I have the patience. Like but you know, being part of something that's greater than me, it's just amazing. Like especially you putting on the young actors on. Like, do you feel like, you know, like shit? I've done something that for people. I'm doing something for a kid that somebody done for me. Like, did you feel like you had like sort of like a, what's the word for a duty?
Well, I think like, you know, every film is a community like endeavor, right? It's like you can't do it alone, right? So the duty is like to the script, I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're all serving the script, you know? And our script called for young actors, you know? So, and I think like they would say the same thing too, like, you know, they're there to serve the characters and serve the moment that they're in, you know, on set, right? So I feel happy that, you know, this journey that we've been on is like creating space for them to shine though. Like I love that, right? But I don't think I didn't like make a film with an idea of like, yo, I got to put on some young actors, you know. I was like, the point of the film was to like connect with like the Toronto audience, you know, and then the rest of the world because the themes connect, I think, like globally, right? But the duties to the script first.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
So you grew up in Vancouver.
I did, yeah.
When did you realize that you became a Torontonian? Seriously. I can tell you when I did, but you know.
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Wow. Let me hear yours first. I gotta think about that.
When so this is like, so I got here in 2006.
Okay.
Went to school, graduated in 2009, and I stayed. And it wasn't until 2017.
Okay.
I'm on the highway.
Okay.
Driving from my shitty job.
Okay.
And it was an hour. Like, so check it out. It's 20 minutes drive.
Gotcha.
Usually. But with the, you know, rush hour, it became an hour.
Got you.
So I'm like sitting there listening to the radio and like looking over to the next car and like somebody just huffing and puffing the same way I am. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like this is normal.
This is normal. I've arrived. I'm in Toronto now. Toronto now. This is it.
Yeah, that's funny. Yo, shoot, man. I don't know. I gotta think about that one, man.
Yeah. What's your favorite Caribbean spot or Jamaican spot rather?
Well, they're changing all the time.
Yes,
they're changing. I mean, you know, back in the days it was because I'm downtown, so it's like back in the days it was Albert's.
Okay.
Which is, I think it's Pat's now, or I don't know if it changed again, but it was Albert's at Queen and Bathurst.
There's a Caribbean Queen on Queen and something.
Yeah, I'm not up to date with all of them right now.
Oh, she became later on. Yeah, she came later. Oh no, she was there. Like
and it was Island Foods, man.
Mm-hmm.
Island Foods, definitely at King and Dufferin.
Yeah,
that
I think that's still there.
No, that one's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it moved. It moved to it's on Gladstone now, I think. But that one, it's not the original, but that one at King and Dufferin, I was there a lot. Yeah.
You know what I really loved? This Indian spot on Queen and Bathurst, Gandhi's.
Remember? Oh yeah, that was right next. Yeah, Gandhi's is fire,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
the butter chicken roti,
dude.
Yeah.
That was life.
Yeah, yeah.
That helped me out through
Yeah,
my
yeah.
friggin' years in
Yeah,
college.
yeah,
That
yeah,
put me through college.
yeah, yeah. And I had a love affair with Ravi Soups for a bit.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, Ravi Soups was fire.
It's still there, right, on Queen?
I don't know. There was a bunch. There was one in the West End that closed on Dundas West, and then I don't know if the one that I used to go to is still there on actually, yeah, it was in Queen West, on West Queen West, near uh not far from Dufferin.
Yeah, it was on Queen Shoe, and that's if you're.
I don't know if that's still there or not.
I'm not sure either. I remember I used to go there like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. But
if you're a vegetarian, it's a great place to go.
Yeah. They had a really good like lamb
soup.
A lamb.
Oh, the roll.
Yeah, a lamb roti thing, like a lamb burrito thing.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. They were ahead of their time.
Yeah.
They were ahead of their time.
Was it a butternuts? Was it a squash soup?
That was life-changing.
Yeah, man.
Life-changing.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
I could talk about food forever, too.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many things I want to ask you. But I feel like sometimes it may be over a little bit too. Okay, so the equipment used, were you ever scared of breaking it?
On the film?
Yeah.
Nah, not really, because it's like, film equipment is like built tough. Like it's built to take hits, It's like, yeah. And we chose a camera that was like very purposeful.
Okay.
Because I wanted to like move around a lot. Like as you saw, there's a lot of motion, a lot of running and a lot of walking, talking, and stuff like that. And so we picked a camera that is designed to be held and walked with and run with and all this stuff. So it's built tough.
When did you guys film it?
We filmed in 2023 in the summer, so it was like late August into late September.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the reason I asked is because you guys had Rich Kid before his weight loss.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, his transformation. He always talks about it. It's okay. He talks about it. He's like, so you guys got the old one, not the new one. But
that's hilarious. I thought he killed it, man. He was so
definitely. He gave me at first when I first saw, I thought he was gonna be a dick in the movie, but then I realized,
yeah,
they'll see.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie I couldn't stop laughing.
Okay.
When she's Janaea is walking off. Janaea is walking off, and Rome is chasing her, and Rome says her name, and the crowd is looking at the camera. The I don't know if they're extras, but like I guess people on the streets.
Oh yeah, on Yonge Street.
Okay, yes, Yonge Street.
Yeah.
And they're looking at the camera, and then they look back.
Yeah.
Were they part of the movie, or were they just like those?
No, they're just people.
There's people, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
They were. You could tell they're genuinely scared. They look back and they're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. They're just real people on the street, and like you can do that. You can just shoot on the street, and people think that you need permits for everything and like logos on the walls and stuff like that. That's not true. Like you can just shoot on the street. You just need to put up signage to say, you need to let the city know, and then you need to put up signage to say that, hey, we're shooting from here to here, and if you cross this sign, you may be like caught on the camera. Yeah. So there's definitely some real people in the film.
That's free game.
Yeah. I mean, you're shooting on the sidewalk. It's public property.
For sure.
So yeah, that also helps like the film feel more authentic, I feel too, because we couldn't afford to have like a lot of extras and like closing down the street and stuff like that. Like we're not really trying to do all that. So I like that there's just real people in the backgrounds. There's streetcars passing by. It's just normal life in Toronto.
Yeah. The Jamaican patty. When they're having the Jamaican patty, and one scene I'm not going to say exactly, but they were having Jamaican patty. How easy was it to get the restaurant on board?
Yeah, so that was actually like finding the right restaurant. Was we definitely visited a bunch, and due to like scheduling and whatever, we landed on Pam's on Bloor Street.
Okay.
Good rotis, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So Pam was amazing. She was just like really accommodating, lovely, like took care of us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was blessed, man. Like she was so nice, and shooting there was so fun, you know. So I wouldn't say it's like locking any location is a challenge. But it's just a matter of like calling and you know, just being polite. Like, you know, we're asking someone to like, hey, can we use your space? Right. So they just want to know that like you're gonna take care of it, and we know what we're doing. We're professionals. Like things are gonna be, we're not gonna scratch anything, we're not gonna damage anything, right? Yes, we're gonna have to move everything around, you know, but we'll put everything back. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta like pitch yourself, and
Amazing.
yeah, you know, it's all good, man.
I love it. How hard was it to not push a negative message?
Oh, that was easy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I say a negative message, turning the whole movie into like some sort of like a gang movie.
Yeah.
You know, how hard is it? Well, hard. I mean, how easy was it? Like, was it like a conscious thing, or did you consciously go in thinking that this is going to be all about an artist and his negative thoughts? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, definitely, man. So I would say that for me was easy. Like that was a conscious decision that we made early on, and so decision wise, it wasn't difficult. Like I just knew that I wanted to do something fun, light, you know, entertaining, but also have layers and be heartfelt.
yeah.
Right? And I knew for sure that like I didn't want to like dive into like a lot of stereotypes, you know. Like I knew that like we'd have to hit some because it's a rapper, so it's like cool, right? But what happens in the day and the things we see and don't see, like I just wanted to challenge, like,
sure,
you know, what a normal like quote unquote like music movie would do, you know. So that was easy, like from our side. It was more difficult like when I was trying to like find producers though.
Yeah.
Because that's when like people would start asking for those things, right? So it's like I go pitch the movie, or like they read the script and they're like, you know, okay, well, what if you did this? Or what if you like had him like running from drug dealers, or he needed to like get money to get his like brother out of jail or something, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that.
Yeah.
And like they're visioning like this other thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, why are you as a white producer like asking for those things though? You know, like if a creator wants to do that, that's and they're like from that world, or they know the nuances of that world, like, and they want to do that, like, that's great. They should do that. But like, why are you asking for it though?
Yeah, it's terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, what? What are you doing? Like, you know? So I just like that process for me was really frustrating and discouraging, and just kind of like left me feeling like really just like kind of gross, and
because the world wants negativity.
Yeah, you know, and it's like,
or it seems that way actually.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just people have like, you know, they're racist, bro. Like, they're racist, you know. They see two black leads and they want to see all this bullshit. Yeah, they want to see blood and drugs, and you know, it's gross.
It was like a modern I'm not gonna say Romeo and Juliet, but it's like a modern day it's like a hustle and flow light almost.
Yeah.
It's hustle and flow light without the pimping and
exactly.
human trafficking. We don't condone that shit here. But no, it was great, man. Like, you know, seeing all the scenes, and I love seeing, like, I know that place where he's standing. I know that curve there. You know, I drive there all the fucking time. You know, it's like it was a great feeling. And was that deliberately as well? Like just making sure that people know, like, especially that the DVP entrance where you know what I'm talking about, like when you're jumping on the DVP on Eastern Road. He has shot that scene.
Wait.
In one of the first scenes.
Wait, I'm trying to picture which scene you're talking about. Because we didn't shoot exactly over there, but I'm just trying to picture which scene it is, and I can maybe tell you where it was.
It's the beginning scene when they were walking towards the factory.
Oh yeah. That's like the Portlands. That's like
Yes.
Villa. What's it called? Villivers. What's that street called again? It's whatever. It's Cherry Street, like right off Cherry Street.
Yeah. It was, dude. I told them like, wow, iconic,
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah. So that, yeah, man, like that was like, because I love movies where like the city is a character, you know. And I feel like we've all kind of like learned about so many cities through films.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and so this was a great opportunity to like try and do that with our city, you know? So yeah, definitely deliberate and like, and then just like the type of film it is, like it's a quest,
Right.
like by nature, right?
Yeah.
So they gotta have somewhere to go or else there's no quest.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, it's also just kind of baked into like the script. And like I said, we have to serve the script. So it's baked into the idea from the start. You know what I mean? That it's going to be a journey. So then, okay, how do you craft a journey, you know, going from Parkdale to like the docks area, you know, or the Portlands area, you know? And what are those stops going to be, you know, along the way, right?
What are your influences in filmmaking?
Oh man, so many, man. I mean, they range, man. They range from like, you know, the Spielbergs and, you know, just the big blockbuster Hollywood, you know.
Are you watching foreign movies too?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. It's like it's a mixture of like those types of films, like even from like the 80s and 90s, you know, the Back to the Futures, Indiana Jones and all that.
Oh yeah.
All the way to like obviously like Spike Lee's movies changed my life in the 90s, you know, and then you know, like international films, man, like some of the things that they do and some of the poetry, you know, like watching a film and then feeling like, oh my God, that was a poem. Like that connected in a whole different way, you know, and like just kind of like learning like how different films are crafted and like just what their intent is, you know, and then like makes me just kind of be okay, so wait, what are we trying to do? What's the feeling that we're trying to go for, you know? So yeah, there's a wide gamut of films. For me, it's like I just love films that like where they say this thing about like, oh, that worked for me or that didn't work for me, right? This idea of like a film like working, you know, like kind of like it's a puzzle that like, you know, it's gotta like, you gotta get it to work, you know? And so I like films where I can see what the filmmaker was like trying to do and they just nail it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't care what genre it is, like, cause I don't really like horror too tough, but like even like in a horror film, like if I see that they just hit it and I get what they were like trying to do, like I feel inspired by that, you know?
What were the type of symbolisms that you insert? Because like I feel like all people in filmmaking, they insert their own little symbolism in the movie. I remember one scene while they went to they finally got to the factory.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the factory is a one of the stops along the way that they have to get to. It's a nightclub name.
So I remember this one scene.
A fictional nightclub name, obviously.
I could have sworn I felt like I saw that place somewhere.
No, that's a real place, but in real life, that's a rehearsal place.
Oh, yeah, okay.
for bands and shit.
Oh shit, eh?
Yeah, and there's a studio in there and everything, but it's not a club.
That's a down DuPont, right?
No, that's down on Villers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Villers. Yes.
So the scene was the two leads are sitting down and there's crowns over their head. Was that?
Oh shit!
Is that something you did on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's dive into that if you don't mind. Like, what was the purpose behind that?
Okay, yeah. So there's this shot where they're sitting in an advertising agency.
Yeah. Okay, that was the advertising agency.
Yeah. They're sitting on an advertising agency, and Rome and Janae are sitting there waiting for Janae's meeting to start. And there's a kind of a piece of art on the wall, and there's two crowns, right? So it's kind of like a triple entendre, because it's like you're in this like cool advertising office, but they think they're being cool by putting up this like cool artwork with this like graffiti on it, which is like super whack that they're doing that, right? Then it's like it's Two Crowns, right? And it's like influenced by Basquiat, the Basquiat
That's
crown, right?
Yeah.
So, Basquiat like is actually an incredibly important artist in the world whose contributions are so important, whose work has like been bastardized in a way and become super corporate.
Yeah.
Right. It's become like this symbol that like corporate, uses for whatever to signify that they're down. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but then there's the layer of like, no, Rome and Janae are king and queen. So they have crowns over their heads,
Amazing.
Yeah,
I
so
knew
there's
right away.
there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's just right.
Yeah, if you don't mind, let's. Could you bring on a couple more? Because I probably missed.
I mean, if you got more, you might have more. Because that's the thing about it too. It's like, with film, it's like, the audience like connects, right? So it's like they have interpretations that I sometimes won't have too. So if you have,
I haven't watched it again. Maybe we'll when I see you again, I'll ask you on the ones.
But yeah, that was for me. That's what that shot kind of encapsulates for me,
dude. When I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm glad that he's playing some symbolism in the movie. Like, I'm pretty sure there's probably more than I missed.
Well, for me, man, it's like, for the film, it's like this idea of like Toronto being under construction and
constantly
the city, the characters like not always like finding it hard to recognize like their home in places, right? So the symbolism that's constant in the film for me is like leaning into the construction, the cranes, the pylons, the orange pylons, like stuff like that. Like, there's this beautiful shot of like Janaea like sitting on the streetcar, and there's all these she's just like rolling by, and there's just like construction and orange pylons in the back, or like, so stuff that's definitely in the film, like as a constant kind of visual language, I guess,
Local star power. How how hard is it to get those guys on board? The local star power, like your Marlins, your Nimas. What was that? There's another one. Was there another one?
Russell's in there. Russell, the artist, rich kid, obviously.
Yeah, which is in there.
Yeah.
How hard was it to like reach out to be like, hey, come swing by?
I mean, it was, it wasn't hard. I would say it was just like, they were part of the casting process too. It's just that, like with Marlon, for example, I just was like, I mean, he's just so perfect for that role, so we just reached out, you'd have to ask them like if they if it was the script or just the idea of like getting work or just being in a film. Like, I don't know what their reasons were for saying yes, but I think we just, it was just part of the casting process,
Amazing.
And grateful, like everyone killed it, like, yeah.
Especially the laughter with Marlon's partner.
Yeah. And our Marlon scene is like iconic.
Oh yeah, it's it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of so like I'm a really big British movie buff.
Okay.
Like the urban movies.
Okay.
And so remember the main actor Ashley from Top Boy.
Yeah.
He was in another movie like 15 years ago where he played a minor role.
Okay.
And like everybody just like when I saw him in the movie, I look back in the movie, like they all acted like he was like he played a crackhead in that part in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just see the star power behind him, and like seeing Marlon again and on screen, like in that kind of like looking like almost like a crackhead, not like a crackhead, but like a weirdo. You know what I mean? For lack of a better word.
Yeah.
You could tell that he was having fun with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And this whole movie is just like is like a footnote for a lot of people. That I was part of this project, something bigger than me. And
right.
One person said it's going to be probably the top 10 Canadian movies in the next 25 years.
Damn.
and I agree with it. It's going to be up there.
Oh,
I can't wait till show my little ones,
wow.
my girls,
Wow.
this movie in the summer when it comes on Crave, or it's all chilling at home and on a nice hot summer day.
Oh,
I can't wait to show this movie.
that's amazing, man. I mean, look, I don't know about lists and rankings and ratings and shit like that. Like I just really want like a Toronto audience to connect with this film and just see themselves, and just like catch the jokes and just feel connected to Rome's plight and Janae's journey. Like, yeah, I just love Rome and Janaea. Like they're icons to me, man. Like
I almost want them to have another movie.
I know.
I sound greedy as the audience.
Yeah,
I can imagine how greedy it sounds to you, because you because when this podcast thing, like, it's making podcast episodes is fucking draining. Learning about every person that comes in is draining. Even though we want to chat with them, it's a lot of work goes into it. I can imagine a full length movie, shooting it for 20 days.
Yeah, man. Well, this was like, I know we brought up my show briefly, but like this was definitely the hardest thing I've done since doing that show.
Okay.
Easily. So yeah, man, it's a lot of work creating in general. So yeah.
You work with Mastermind, I believe, too?
No, actually, I never worked with Mastermind. Mastermind is like my OG. Like he's someone I grew up knowing about and buying his mixtapes. But actually, like when I got to TO and Flow was just starting, Mastermind moved to Calgary because he was running the first like hip hop station in Calgary, right? So what happened was like Flow was the first black owned station in Canada, right? It launched in 2001. It was like the first hip hop station in Canada, right? And right at that time, all these other stations, like, in Vancouver, Calgary, I think Ottawa.
Oh, I remember we had Ottawa pop up.
Yeah, Ottawa popped up, and
yeah, it was called the Hot 89.
Yeah, Hot 89.9. Yeah. There was one other that followed suit, and so Mastermind got hired to go to Calgary to launch the Calgary one, right? These are all different companies, not like it's the same company.
Okay.
All right. So I didn't actually connect with Mastermind until much later because, all of those stations failed and went pop and changed or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Flow is the only one that like lasted for a good like 10 years before it got bought too. But so with Mastermind, I always looked up to him and always knew what he was doing and what he was up to, but I've never actually worked with him. I only really connected with him in the last like maybe 5 or 6 years or something like that.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys like Rich Kid, because whenever I have conversations with artists, Rich Kid is like 3 conversations away. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Mastermind is typically 3 conversations away when it comes to creation and radio and all that stuff. So I figured
this guy's a legend, man.
He is a massive legend. He's still working today. He's still putting in work today.
Oh, they supported our film, man. Like on Vibe 105.5, we did.
I hear it on the radio.
Yeah. We did an ad. We did a promo campaign with them, and we filmed a segment with them. And,
they're sick.
Yeah. Mastermind, he's still doing his thing, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah. There's so many people, man. There's so much history, so many people that have done such amazing work, to kind of build this scene that we have. And, so I salute them all the time,
You're into, so music is a part of your core, I could tell. Of course. Do you like what's going on in the scene in Canada when it comes to hip hop?
Right now?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not as tapped in as I previously was. But I love, like, I appreciate the new era that we're in, and I appreciate that, like, artists can build a fan base even at home, like that was so difficult to do before, bro. Like it was impossible, like I remember in the mid like 10s, like seeing some artists, never heard of them before, and there's a clip of like a club and it's Ram and like everyone's like singing the song, and I'm like, fuck, bro, this is just some local kid, like this is what we've always wanted, so to see some of that growth and change is pretty amazing. So I love that about it, you know? Yeah.
The whole Drake and Kendrick thing,
Yeah.
Not Like Us.
Yeah.
I asked Cardi this thing,
Okay.
but do you think it's an affront to Canadians and Canadian hip hop?
I mean, I think there's a layer to it. Yeah.
It has to be. I feel like,
Yeah. I think there's a layer to it.
like, constantly saying they not like us, they not like us. It's like, who is not like you?
Yeah.
Let's elaborate here.
Yeah. And there's also the DeRozan line.
Yes.
There's also the DeRozan line, which is it might be a little bigger than just like OVO and the camp, you know?
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think, I also believe, I also like don't, like that's okay to do in a battle, I feel. So I don't take like personal issue with it, you know? And, yeah, but I think that's there a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course. Like Canada's always been other.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's other. It's not, and we've always struggled with like wanting to be part of it, you know? And it's okay that we're not, and we're our own thing, you know, and we're still trying to find our own kind of path and identity and all of that. And that's okay, you know. But yeah, I think there's a little something there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I think like, yo, man, like I love Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah, for sure.
I like some of the songs, but not all of the songs.
Ah, bro. Well, I mean, you can't. There's no artist that you're gonna love all of the songs, but it's like he is by far like one of the greatest artists we've had. I would say, like his body of work and like what he's trying to do and the way he communicates and the way he like, shares his stories and what he's about. I mean, dude, it's like this guy's incredible.
Did you go to the concert?
No. But what I was gonna say is like, with with Not Like Us, like for example, like, yo man, seeing a stadium like sing Not Like Us in Toronto, like I just feel like that's a little much. I'm just like, I love Not Like Us, but I feel like if I was there, I feel like I would enjoy it like a little more quietly, like I don't know if I would fully be like going in like that, but that's just me.
I feel like at some points I felt like it was fake footage and not real footage. I was like, oh, this has to be fake. There's no way everybody's singing Not Like Us here. Come on now.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say, man. Like Toronto's a funny place like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any messages for aspiring aspiring filmmakers in the city? Like people who are starting from scratch don't know where to start.
I mean, if you don't know where to start, I mean, you just have to start.
Ooh.
Like just write, get your ideas down, get it on paper, get it on paper, get the vomit draft, they call it, get the vomit draft out. Just put it down, once it's down, then you can start to shape, but
what if guys what if they're using ChatGPT?
Bro, that's a whole other, like, I don't know, man. Please, I mean, use ChatGPT for like research, I guess,
Yeah.
But man,
that's getting tricky out there, dude.
Yeah, it is getting tricky. I know.
It's getting tricky.
Yeah, I'm seeing like, yo, man, like people like making like just clips, and I think I saw Guru make a clip of like he's like, yo, this is where we're at, and he like showed a video of like, I just prompted this and that, and this is the video I got. I'm just like, man, yeah, this is crazy.
Which is why Hollywood was like protesting about a year ago or two.
Yeah, well, and rightly so. Like, I mean, these guys want to capture an actor's face and an actor's voice, and then be able to be like, yeah, put them in the background there and just put their face there, or like just do ADR with like a you know what ADR is?
No.
So ADR is like when, like after we film a scene and then we're in editing and it's like, oh shit, I wish the person said this, or I need this one line added in.
I see.
Right. So then you bring in the actor and then you record to the screen and you just make little changes or fixes, right?
Right.
And that's extra work. That's extra work for the actor, right? That's a work day. You know what I mean? And, you know, they're trying to like do things like, well, if I have their face captured and their voice captured, we can just do it that way. Right. And then they don't need to come in. Right.
Save money.
Yeah. It saves money. Right. So it's like, there's all kinds of stuff that they rightfully, are fighting for to have control over, or at least to have like, okay, if you want to do that, just let me know so I can approve or not. And then like, what's the value of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like the basic kind of like respect of like, hey, I want to use your voice for something. Like, can I do it or not? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the AI thing is wild, man. You know, but I just hope they find the regulations. Like, they gotta just regulate it and you know, whatever.
So the days of the grandiose budgets for movies, the grandiose movies, I feel like they're long gone.
They're not long gone, but they're fewer and farther between for sure. Yeah.
I feel like where we are in filmmaking is comparable to where we were 100 years ago.
Okay.
When I say that, I mean like 100 years ago, if like the film industry was like close to like it was almost decimated. It's like the Great Depression about to rise. World War II is around the corner, and you know, things are slowing down, and like there's not a lot of money going around for artistic stuff.
Got you.
Do you feel like that's happening today? Because I hate to say it, like a lot of things that are out there like are not really good. You know, the movies nowadays.
Well, I would just say, man, like today, there's definitely challenges that face movie making. Big challenges. You know, COVID definitely did not help because it just trained people to not go to the movie theaters as much anymore.
Oh man,
you know, which is just like such a crime. But you know, like the box office it's fluctuating. Like it's like there are weeks and months where it's good again. You know, it's getting better. It's, you know, and like, you know, so it's not that people aren't going to the movies. It's just that like where the money's coming from is completely different in a lot of ways. You know.
Oh yeah. I can imagine.
And the long game of where the money is different. So like the way that the studios are planning, like, you know, which movies to invest in, like what it boils down to, man, is just like there's less chances being taken, right? And less like big movies getting made, right? And that's difficult for everyone because it trickles down, and then so there's less smaller movies get made and less this get made and that, you know. So
my biggest pet peeve of Hollywood right now is if I get to a series, I gotta wait 3 years for season 2 or season 3. You know, like.
Yeah,
it's getting crazy. Like, for example, Dark Matter. Have you seen Dark Matter?
No, but I know the name. Yeah.
It's an Apple TV series.
Yeah.
Great series. I gotta wait till 2026 to watch, or 27 to watch it. Yeah. You know, Interview with the Vampire. Have you seen that one?
No, I've heard that's good though too.
There's 2 seasons locked in. You watch it.
Okay, I know. I've been hearing. I've been hearing. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's a black lead too, right?
Black lead.
Yeah.
And that one is breaking boundaries, and it's an amazing movie, or series rather. And I gotta wait till 2027 for season 3. It's like I don't want to wait that long.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know if I'm gonna be like.
Well, because it's like because these shows are like they're not like. They're more prestigious in the sense of, you know, the way they're created is more like a film. You know, the way they're shot, the way they're created, right? It's not like TV back in the days where they're cranking out 22 episodes in like a year, you know, and they're just produced so quickly. You know, that's why there was such a big difference between TV and film back in the day, because they would take years to make one film. Right. And in that time, you have like 5 seasons of 22. You have 100 episodes of TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now, because of streaming and all this, like TV shows have, well, that type of TV show has become more production reliant, production heavy. Like it needs more time to create that style, you know, because that style, like the reason why I think it's so good is because the writing, the directing, the editing is is closer to film than like, you know, network TV. right? And it takes longer, you know?
Well, I wish we can be here all day, but I gotta get going, and you gotta get going, and start your day off.
Thanks, man.
Is there anything you want to, like, well, first of all, plug the movie.
Yeah, thank you, man. I guess it depends when this comes out, but
It'll be out in like 5 days, roughly.
Okay, so I would say just look out for Boxcutter, you know? It's a Toronto film, a Toronto hip hop film. One hot summer day in the city. We follow Rome, we follow Janaea on their journey, and it's about their relationship, about what they learn along the way. And like, we just bump into all these characters and see all these spots. And, yeah, man, I just love that movie so much. So I can't wait to share it with everyone,
And do you want to give a message out to the people of Toronto in general?
I mean, the film is the message,
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's Boxcutter, baby. It is out in Cineplex. Right now, as of now, and we're filming this podcast on the 14th of June. As of now, it's live over at Scarborough Town Center, Scarborough
Scotiabank Theater and Morningside.
Yeah, check it out. It's a great movie. It's a feel-good movie. You'll laugh at the end of it. I mean, well, not at the end of it. You'll laugh at some parts. You'll laugh. You'll nod your head. You'll feel warm inside. You'll even hate some characters in real life. And you'll feel part of the culture again. And it's something that we were missing in the city. I'm Black Bob, and having conversations with people you can't talk to. I'm Studying Mobbin podcast. And
I am pretty accessible though, still.
For the most part.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, guys. He's a great guy. And please check out Boxcutter. It's out now. Please.
Appreciate it, man.
There's a couple of emotions. Yeah. Food creates emotion because when you're hungry, you want the food that you want. Friends create an emotion because when you go and you hang out with your friends and you go and have a good time with your friends. And especially if they're your old friends, so they have history on you for time. But music, why do you think all these older people sit there and still listen to 70s classic rock? Because they remember where they were on that moment when that song was playing. And they remember, because I remember the first time I ever heard Who Shot Ya from Biggie Smalls. Cheers.
I love that track.
Yeah, is that audio fucking good on that? We'll fucking wing it. We're gonna wing it.